Today we're going to be looking at finding the surface area of pyramids. Looking at a pyramid, you see that all pyramids have one base and triangular faces. The number of triangular faces is always the same as the number of sides on the base shape. What is a pyramid? A pyramid is a 3D polyhedron with one base and triangular faces. What is surface area? Surface area is the sum of the areas of the faces of a three-dimensional solid. We can find the surface area by drawing a net or using a formula. Look carefully at this pyramid. Whenever we go to draw a net, we need to understand what the faces are on the shape, and we need to understand what the dimensions are on the shape as well. If you notice this drawing, it has this red line that represents the slant height of the pyramid. The slant height is 6.5, and it is the value of the height of the side faces or the lateral faces, which are triangles. Notice that the slant height is different from the height of the pyramid. The blue line on the drawing represents the height of the pyramid. We use the height of the pyramid to solve for the volume. However, we use slant height to solve for surface area. What is the name of the shape of this base? And what is the name of the shape that makes up the lateral surface area, or the faces that are not the bases of this pyramid? And how many are there? The base shape is a square. We solve for that area using side squared. The lateral faces of the pyramid are 4 triangles. So the area of one triangle is base times height divided by 2. We multiply that by 4 to find the total surface area of this shape. We can start by drawing the net. Start with the base of 5 by 5. We find the area of the base to be 25 kilometers squared. Next, we're going to find the lateral surface area. This is the area of the triangular faces. The area of one triangle is equal to base times height divided by 2, or the side length times the slant height divided by 2. 5 times 6.5 divided by 2, or 32.5 divided by 2, which is 16.25. The area of 4 of these triangles would be 4 times 16.25, or 65 kilometers squared. To find the total surface area then, we take the sum of the areas of these faces, and we see that the area of the base, which was side squared, is 25, plus the lateral surface area, which was the area of the 4 triangle faces, of 65, and 25 plus 65 is 90 kilometers squared. We can use a formula to solve for the surface area of a pyramid as well. The formula for the surface area of a pyramid is the area of the base plus 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the slant height. The area of the base we calculated before to be 25. The perimeter is found by finding the sum of the sides of the shape. So if you look at the base, which is a square, each side has a length of 5. So we do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, and we get 20 kilometers for the perimeter. The slant height, as you can see, is 6.5. Next, we need to substitute and solve. So we're going to substitute the value we found for the area of the base, which is 25, plus the perimeter of 20 times the slant height of 6.5 divided by 2. Notice, using order of operations, we're going to solve for 20 times 6.5 divided by 2 first. So we have 25 stays the same, and the lateral surface area, which was 65, take the sum of those two numbers, and we have 90 kilometers squared. We can also look at a triangular-based pyramid and use the same process. Notice the lengths of the side of the base are 6. This is a equilateral triangle, meaning that all of the sides have the same measure. so the perimeter of that base would be 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6. The height of the base triangle is 5.2, and the slant height of the pyramid is 10. We start by drawing and labeling the base shape. If we find the area of the base triangle, we see that it's 6 times 5.2 over 2. This equals 31.2 divided by 2, or 15.6 centimeters squared. Next, we can find the lateral faces and label the slant height. Since the base of these triangles is 6, the slant height represents the height of the lateral faces of 10. We can calculate the lateral surface area doing 3 triangles of the same area times the base of 6 times the height of 10, and all of that divided by 2 gives us 90 centimeters squared. 3 times 6 times 10 is 180, divided by 2 equals 90. Next, we can calculate the total surface area by combining the two values, the area of the base plus the area of the lateral faces. The area of the base, which we found earlier, was 15.6, plus the area of the triangles, the lateral faces, which we found to be 90. So the total surface area is 105.6 centimeters squared. We can also use the formula to solve for the surface area of a triangular-based pyramid. We are going to substitute the values that we found and solve. The area of the base was 15.6, which is 6 times 5.2 divided by 2, plus 1/2 the perimeter. The perimeter of the base is 18 because the side length is 6. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, times the slant height, which is 10, and all of that will be divided by 2. So you see we have 15.6 plus 90, which also equals 105.6 centimeters squared, the same answer that we found using the net. To solve for surface area of a pyramid, we can draw a net and calculate the area of each face, or we can use this formula, the area of the base plus 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the slant height of the pyramid.